Hey, welcome to the Overshare Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show. Um, Welcome to another episode. Currently mid-June. Weather is still shit here in the UK. We're still craving that summer vibe that we had last year, but still very humid, very cold, actually, very uncertain. It rains most of the times. It changes constantly. Yesterday was a crazy day. Honestly, like it kept on changing every 2 seconds. But it is weird. But here's just hoping that summer will be here soon. I hope so. Either way, I don't care. I mean, I'm escaping the UK for a couple of weeks. Well, 3 weeks in total throughout the summer. So I'll be going to hopefully places with a better weather in general, but also like a better overall experience, because I am just drained. Like, I just want to be off, and I want to get a tan, maybe, hopefully, just do nothing, just relax. But yeah, today we're talking about something very interesting. We're talking about celebrity drama once again, and this one is more like music and like charts related drama. And already by saying that, I think you guys might know, like if you're on Twitter or like TikTok, you might know what I'm going to talk about. That is specifically I would say like the chart competition between Taylor Swift and Charli XCX specifically. I'll get into all the specifics after the songs of the week, but I just wanted to preface this by saying I'm gonna try and be as unbiased as possible, because I do love Taylor Swift's music, but I also do love Charli XCX music. So I'm a bit I'm a bit in between. Like, I'm torn in that sense, because I really love Brat, and I also love Taylor Swift anyways, just in general, like her as an artist. So, but I'm gonna try and give you guys a swiftie perspective, but also a critical swiftie perspective, if I may call it that way. But yeah, so I'm going to try and be as unbiased and as critical as I can. So I'm going to try, and also I'm going to try and give equal weight, I guess, to both sides of the discussion. I'm going to try and hopefully give a new dimension, a new spin to this drama that is, in my books, just regular pop girlies behavior in that sense. Like, it's just the way the market is, the way competing products are just competing in general. Like if you offer product, well, I'll get into that later. I don't want to jump the gun yet, but anyways, first of all, songs of the week. I've already added them to my playlist, to the Overshare Pamphlet songs of the week of June. So you can go and check them out right now. So yeah, let's get into them. So first one is Corner Babe by Babe Corner. That's a mouthful, and Do Hikey Cubicle? I don't know, but this song is so interesting. It's I don't know anything about Babe Corner. I don't know anything about Do Hikey Cubicle. I don't know anything about these two. Matter of fact, I never heard of them before this song. But this song came as a suggestion from Spotify when I was building like some other playlists on my profile. So just how usually I discover music anyway as well, or like through my Discover Weekly and all that stuff. But this song came on, and I was like very intrigued by it. Like for the first part when it started, I was like, interesting. Like, it sounds a very good indie track. Like, what, like those indie tracks you can put as a background music in that sense. Nice guitar, like nice electric guitar riff in that sense. Very fun, very chill, very carefree kind of vibe. Not chill, but like carefree, I would say. So yeah, I enjoyed that, and then it turned into like sort of like a club song. I'm not talking like super EDM or super like like techno, but it's still very clubby in my opinion. It's very summery as well. That's what I would say. It's in my summer, also my summer playlist for 2024. I added it as soon as I heard it as well. But it's just a very nice track. So enjoyable. You can groove to it. You can vibe to it. It's just very, very nice. Very summery. Very, you know, very, like, you know, carefree, I would say. Like, that's the first word that comes to mind when I think of this song, like carefree. So go give it a shot. It's actually quite good. It's not heavy, you know, clubby song in that sense, but it's still, you know, a good danceable track in that sense. And just love it. Just love the vibe. It's a nice switch up from, you know, the beginning, and then it gets into like this very interesting vibe. Like not even halfway through the song, like probably on the second quarter of the song, it gets into that. So yeah. Then next we have Guess by Charli XCX. This is from Brat Deluxe version, which is actually named Brat, and it's the same, but there's 3 more songs, so it's not. But technically it's Brat Deluxe version. But yeah, Guess is probably one of the most, you know, was one of the most anticipated tracks in my opinion. Even before Brat, actually, the original version came out. I think there were some teasers. Well, people filmed Charli when she was doing some of those boiler rooms sessions, and she played some of these songs, and Guess was one of my favorite ones. So I was waiting for this to come out, and I can finally say that it's, like, you know, banging as usual. Very hyper pop type of song, very sexy. You wanna guess the color of my underwear? Come on, very cool. And this also went into my, like, you know, slutty playlist, so period. But it's very hyper pop, very Charli XCX, very well produced. Love the beat. So good. And just, you know, what she does best. I just love Charli's cadence. Like, I think she, especially here in Brat, she really embraced that talk singing, but like with her heavy British accent coming through, which gives her that characteristic sound, I guess, like recognizable sound, and it's just so good, and it works so well with the hyperpop production, like such a club anthem, you know. So give it a go, give it a shot. That's definitely one of the best tracks, I would say, overall on Brat, like including even the standard edition. Guess is probably one of the best tracks ever. So yeah, she has to be in the playlist. Then next we have Just Keep Driving by Kenny Titus, I think. Yeah, Kenny space Titus. Kenny as in Keni, by the way. Don't know anything as well about this artist, just randomly stumbled upon the song, but I loved it. It's very... Actually, let me just also add it to my summer playlist because it's also very summery, but it's a country song, I would say. Country song, very fun, very good, I would say, also for a road trip, maybe. Like, very good for a road, like if you're on the road or like you're also driving. It's a great track. Very, you know, very nice track. I surprisingly love country music. I know. Well, it really depends on the type of track, but this is some of the kind of country songs that I really enjoy. Like very easygoing, bucolic, I guess. Like very, you know, about driving, about like, you know, scenery, nature, and all that stuff. And I just love the chorus, like "Give me the gun" or like "da da 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 da," something like that. It was just so catchy and very, like, you know, very, very cool. Very, you know, sing-songy in that sense. Very catchy. Just like, you know, effortless track, unoffensive track, very vibey. I like it. I listen to it when I want to, like, you know, chill out. I want to, you know, daydream, I guess, or just, you know, relax and, you know, get or actually, to be fair, like the other day I was taking a walk. I was in a park and I was like listening to his track and I was like, this fits the nature vibe so well. Like also taking a walk if you were like want to decompress. This is it. This is it for you. This is it for you. So try and give it a go. Yep. Then we have one of the best. I foresee this, the next track I'm going to talk about. I foresee this track being probably one of the most played songs that I'm gonna play this year. And it's called ABCD by Nayeon from Twice. This is her first comeback as a solo singer, as in like full comeback, and this is the title track from her. Was it a full album or a mini album? Let me check. Her album literally N-A. I think it's a full album actually. Well, no, actually it's a mini album, but either way, ABCD. What a fucking track! What a track! This is like heavily inspired by Crazy in Love by Beyonce. Like there's a specific part also of the chorus that is like so similar in that sense in terms of beat. In terms of melody, it's a bit like an homage to the early 2000 R&B and like pop in that sense. Incredible. But I personally, my favorite I like the song overall. I think it's like perfectly produced, very well. Like the transitions between like the verses to like the pre-choruses to the choruses and like the outro and all that stuff, incredible stuff. But I think my favorite part of it all of the song is the first part of the chorus, where she goes like, "A, wait, you wanna be my babe?" Like she goes into like a full breakdown like R&B first. "Hey, you wanna be my babe? Every time you see me, deeper, babe," something like that. Like she's like giving you the ABCD, like the rules of how to fall in love with her, you know. And it's so good. Like the lyrics are so clever because she starts off with A, like she said that A, but it's like the letter A, right? And then she goes, "You wanna be," so she goes into the B. "You wanna be my babe? Every time you see," so there's a C. "Every time you see me, you're gonna fall deeper and deeper," in that sense. And so the D isn't deeper, right? So it's like she's giving you the rules, the ABCD of that. So yeah, and also the video, budget, incredible. The choreo is so captivating, so much fun. I've tried to learn it, so that's how you know it's a real obsession for me. And yeah, and just, you know, she looks stunning. She looks incredible. I like the vibe a lot. I like the color grading of the video as well. The song is so much fun. I've been listening to it non-stop since it came out, and it's just a cunty like song, and it's also perfect for the summer, I would say. Like very, you know, I would say like, yeah, I would say like it's a summery song as well. Maybe, I don't know, but I would listen to it during the summer. You know, I would see myself having fun with it. I, for once, for sure, would love to see it in a club. Thank you very much. This would rock in a fucking club. I would shake my ass to this, for real, for real. But yeah, great job, incredible comeback, unbeatable. Will forever be in the books for me. Yeah, just super impressed, honestly. I also love the fact that, well, the video and also the performance, she has a dance break. I kind of wish it was in the actual song, because the beat is actually very good in that dance break part, and it's a bit longer, but I don't mind even the standard version of the song. It's so good, and it's so, maybe because it's shorter, it's like actually even easier to replay it in that sense. The replay value is crazy. But yeah, congrats to Nayeon. You know, like she did that. She literally came back with another. I didn't think she could like top pop her debut track, but she did. I think she did. I think she really did. So, and it's also somehow very much in theme, even though it's like that one was more like inspired by Sharp Babe from High School Musical. It's still about like being the main girl, you know, being that girl. It's a bit more mature, this one, definitely. But yeah, like this is my type of track. So yeah. Now, last song that I want to talk about is Big Boy by Normani and Stara, I guess. Never heard of Stara, but she eats the verse up as well. But this is from Normani's debut album, finally after 6 fucking years or something. Damn. The album itself, I don't know. I think it's okay, but I think the hype, unfortunately, is over, and it's sad. I think she should have gone more pop. Like, the R&B is okay. The R&B tracks here are pretty good, but I think she should have gone like full pop, maybe. I wanted a bit more of that motivation type of track. You know, the motivation single that she had that was so good for her. That worked surprisingly really well. The choreo and everything. I think if she wanted to recapture the attention of the public, she should have gone for something more like earwormy in that sense and more like catchy. But this song, Beat Boy, not to say that like some of the tracks are bad, but it's just like, you know, I marketing wise I would have done differently, but it's okay. But this song slaps. It's like very similar to Candy Paint, like which is another track from the same album. So it's like R&B, very sexy, very, you know, sultry, very also dancey in a way. Like I love the beat so much. It's like that, it has that like ticking sound, like percussions a bit. Like it's very very good. I love it so much. So yeah, incredible stuff, honestly. So yeah, I'm at least happy that she's back, Normani. Hopefully she gets to still release music after this. I don't know if it's gonna do well. I think it's gonna do pretty poorly in terms of sales and everything else. But here's hoping for that, you know. Here's hoping for something better. So yeah, but the track is great. Go listen to it. Please do. Please support your girl. Please give her the support she needs. Right. Time to get into the real deal, which is the drama of the week, I guess. The celebrity drama that I've been mentioning. So, where do we start? I guess like the two main players here are, of course, Charli XCX and Taylor Swift. And when I talk about them specifically, I also mean the entire team that is behind each of them, you know? Like marketing, production, everything else, like, you know, sales, everything. So this is actually surprisingly not the first time that this conversation has been brought up this year. I think it happened before with Billie Eilish, that, you know, Billie was trying to go for that #1 spot, but Taylor released another version of the Torture Boys department, and so she cock blocked her basically. And so people were already complaining about that she's like predatory in that sense and wants to like still be #1 on the charts, even though she already had it. She already has all the success that she wants. She's been having it for like 2 years now. So, and a constant non-stop you know, dominance in that sense. But yeah, this time Charli XCX is in the conversation because he also released a new album called Brad, as I said, and the album has been incredibly well received by the critics, but also by the public, and I think it had a very strong cultural impact in that sense. Like, you've probably seen a couple of memes, if not even more, in a lime green font, like with a lime green background and then like a black font. That's the cover art of Brat, and people have repurposed that into so many different memes. It's just been going around. It's become like, you know, a memeable, not necessarily like making fun of it, but it's like, you know, just the cultural impact is like very great. Very great doesn't make any sense. It's great. The cultural impact is impeccable. I think that's why, like, you know, it's one of those rare moments where like an album manages to permeate, you know, the general culture. It goes beyond the music. It goes into like the actual conversations and everything else. Like, it's a reference that you quote constantly. So that's already some, like, you know, it's a teller, I would say, of how like Charli XCX like, you know, career is going, and just in general the reception of the album and how famous she's getting and how much people love her and how she found her bag, basically, right? So yeah, I think she definitely deserved to go #1. She was going to go #1 in the UK, but unfortunately here comes Taylor again with another version of this is supposedly the 19th version of the Torture Boys department. And so, yeah, she cock blocked her as well, and Taylor remained #1, and Charli came in second. Now, this, of course, enraged people even more. everyone has been calling Taylor out for being predatory and for being greedy and for being unfair in that sense. And I think I have to be honest that most of these conversations have definitely some like an incredible truth to them. I think it's actually very important that we call out, our celebrities when they, I guess like do unfair things, or like they try and try to be a bit more like unfair towards their peers, let's just say. I want to, of course, bring both sides to the front in a way, because I think there's still something that can be said on Taylor's side that can, I don't want to necessarily like justify it, justify her behavior, because I think it's pretty clear that she should take a break and she should like step away from this. But I think there's also a lot that can be said on Charli XCX credit and how this should have gone differently, but also how at the end of the day, like what's important is that the cultural impact is there as well, I think. But first of all, I want to bring Taylor's side a bit, I guess. I think people get, of course, always very pressed about the fact that the pop girls are not always standing up for each other and like being in solidarity and all that stuff. And I personally, that's maybe just my view, the way I view music business and all that stuff, but I don't think it's, one, feasible. Two, especially if you're talking about pop music, you cannot simply have the same conversation here. We're not talking about two pals, two like classmates or whatever. There's not even classmate behavior, but it's literally like businesses, two competing businesses. I think I've already had this conversation before about Taylor, but maybe I had it. Did I have it on this podcast? I can't remember when I was talking about Olivia Rodrigo. Maybe can't remember. Maybe I didn't talk about it on the podcast ever. But my main view of like whenever this topic is like brought up in that sense is that at the end of the day we're talking about two competing artists, and behind them there's a full machine of a full business, a full enterprise behind them. And so therefore it's like more than natural to have these teams and like these businesses compete against each other. Like it's a market and you're offering two different products, and the goal in pop music is to dominate the charts and to sell as much as you can. It's very intertwined with like capitalism, unfortunately, and it's just the way, unfortunately, it is. Like pop artists make music to first and foremost to make a revenue, to like to have a profit, make a profit out of this, just get money. Like that's the main part about like commercial music. It's called commercial for a reason. Like it's made to make money and to dominate the charts and the conversations and everything else. So in that sense, I don't really see how bad this situation is, because at the end of the day it is what it is. Like it is two girls who are trying to go, Taylor, who is trying to still keep her records, still trying to like break records, still trying to sell albums and dominate the charts and everything else, despite the length of her success already and the stature that she's achieved in the past few years as well, and to be fair, couple of decades as well at this point. But it's just the way it is. She's the alpha in the chain, and she would do anything to. And when I talk about her, again, I'm not saying her specifically. I'm talking about the entire business behind her, the entire machine involved in it. Like their main goal is to be dominant. The main goal is to stay the alpha in that sense, not to be dethroned. So in that sense, I don't really see the issue with it, but unfortunately, and also, of course, I love her music and everything else. So in that way, I mean, I still think in a way it deserves. But I am unfortunately sort of disappointed at this point, because, that's the very bad trade-off of listening and loving pop music, is that in one way, I love the music itself. I think it's very enjoyable. I like listening to pop music very often. I'm not shying away from it just because it's commercial or whatever. I just love it. But here's the crux of the problem, which comes out of all these discussions, that there's always this weird spot that you find yourself into whenever you know, listen to pop music. That is, unfortunately, you have to endorse capitalism in a way, and I don't really like and condone capitalistic, you know, actions and practices in that sense, but it's an integral part of the features of pop music nowadays. It's something that is so intricate and so, like, you know, difficult to separate in a way, and it's very difficult as a consumer to know the limits and respect the limits and just, you know when it's too much, right? So I think we have unfortunately reached the point with Taylor in that sense, and I've unfortunately been also disappointed in the fact of in a sense of her becoming a billionaire at first as well. I wasn't really, you know, messing with that, because I just don't think anyone deserves to have that amount of money when there's literally people dying and having literally not even a livable wage. So anyways, that's besides the point. I mean, it's part of the point, but, you know, I think the other, you know, difficult part to accept is that, yes, that's part of the nature of pop music, and that doesn't mean you cannot make it better. You know, that's my opinion as well. Like, we can find a way, like, of course, get your money, get your, you know, accolades and everything else, but there is a point where it's enough. You know, when is it ever going to be enough? You know, that's my question for Taylor. Like, you have done so much in these 2 years. All the success you've received, I think it's well granted, well deserved. Well, you know, it's been, you know, a celebration for, you know, more than 2 decades, for almost 2 decades of, you know, music and, you know, just in general effort and all that she's done, her raw talent as well. So I'm happy about that, of course, but as I said, it's been 2 years of complete dominance. It's okay. Like, she's made her point multiple times, I think, at this point. So I don't see the need to keep on, you know, solidifying your spot. Like, her spot is already solidified. Even if she went off, disappeared for like a couple of years and came back, I think still to this day people would tune in and make her go #1 regardless. So I think sometimes you need to also have some space for other people, you know. And this is when I think capitalism gets very dangerous as well, is that when you skew towards like a more monopolistic view of capitalism, of businesses, you kill the competition, you kill, you know, the variety, and, you know, at the end of the day, what really suffers the most in the end is the product of, you know, of the music produced in that sense. Like, and you can already see that in Taylor's music as well. Like, I have to be honest, I enjoy the Torture Poets Department, and I enjoyed Midnights, but it's pretty clear also from discussion that you know, the general public is having, is that at this point it's just like a repeated formula, like a hyper commercialized version of Taylor Swift. Like, she's just repurposing the same sounds, the same, you know, vibe constantly in that sense, because she's collaborating with the same people. It worked for her multiple times, so she's repeating it to get money, basically. Not to say that she didn't want to put out these albums, from an artistic point of view, she definitely did, but I think the problem here is that she's doing it with the same collaborators in the same formula because it proved, you know, powerful in terms of sales and everything else, and the dominance is there, and so she's killing, in a way, I think, the artistic side. I think when it comes to artistry and commercial and its commercial side, in a way, there's always a trade-off, and you think you have to walk a fine balance, which is, you know, sometimes you have to just dedicate yourself to the art and not think at all about the commercial side to it. Sometimes you need to throw that out of the window to, you know, give us something different, I think, or something, you know, worth experiencing. So yeah, as I said, like, her trying to monopolize the charts and, like, the sales and everything, eventually it's not well conducive for the general status of pop music and, you know, music in general, and even Taylor's productions and everything else. Like, unfortunately, she needs to, you know, sometimes she needs to just like give way to the competition. If there's more competition, I think ultimately she's gonna get pushed, also because of the person that she is, to make even better music for us. And that's what I want personally. I want there to be more competition and more, you know, variety, so that she can, like, you know, step outside of her box and make even better music. Like, ultimately what I really care about is music in general. I don't really care about, you know, the people involved in this. Like, I don't really take sides in that sense. I'm just here for the music itself. Like, that's why I became a fan of Taylor Swift, and that's why I'm a fan of also Charli XCX. I just love the music, and that's pretty much it. And that's why, for example, Charli's music really, you know, intrigues me a lot, is because she's doing a lot of things outside of the box. She's bringing hyperpop into like the main commercial pop category. So she's, like, you know, really permeating the culture in that sense, which is an incredible move. Personally, really love that. And, you know, it would have been also a great celebration for her, for finally finding her own foot into that industry. But yeah, so it's a very complex situation, I would say. So that's sort of like my take on this drama. What I would suggest to the people is to just focus on what's important, which is, you know, Charli's success in terms of critical success, and also, to be fair, to sales and everything else. It's still an incredibly impressive achievement in that sense. So that's still worth celebrating. I think that's more important than actually selling, you know, than actually being like number one or whatever. It would be nice, of course. It would have been nice if it was a number one, but it is what it is, you know. What's important is that, like, is to celebrate her, you know, cultural impact that she managed to achieve with this album. And for the people who are, you know, calling Taylor out, I think it's good to call celebrities out in that sense. I think there's a way of doing it, of course. It's not nice to insult people in that sense. I don't think it should be done in that way. But I think a constructive criticism like this, or like some people I've seen on TikTok that are doing it respectfully, it's more than welcome and more than, you know, granted. I think you should have these conversations also to, like, you know, have these people realize that, oh, maybe sometimes I should change what I do. And one thing about Taylor is that she's very much she's very how to say, like, she reacts pretty well to criticisms. Like, she internalizes criticisms, and she, like, you know, she acts on it. She is very receptive to criticism in a way. So it's good to have these conversations to bring them forward, because you need to have your, you know, idols in that sense listen to this and, you know, create some change. So I would say, yes, go for it. Like, speak your truth, speak it in respectful ways, of course, because I've seen also people insulting in a very, you know, annoying way. Like, try to understand this, like, always see it from a business perspective, right? Don't think of it like as if she's trying to, like, she's mean and she wants to cock block people. No, that's like, she just, like, wants to have her business thrive for as long as she can, which is unfortunately the inner nature of capitalism and, like, pop music, as I said. But, you know, that also doesn't mean that you shouldn't call these people out, but call them out in those terms, you know, in the commercial and the marketing and, you know, the sales terms, you know. Don't frame it as a personal issue that you may have with Charli or whatever it is, because that's not it. That's not actually what it is, you know. Not at all. I think nothing at all. But yeah, so that's just pretty much how I view it. I think what Taylor should do next is to just, you know, keep on focusing on your tour. Enough with these versions. The Torture Poison Bar Metaside is Moment in the Sun as well. That's enough. You've proved your point. Just, you know, keep on doing your music. No, sorry, your shows, actually. Yeah, your shows, because you still have a lot of them going ahead. You know, like, she has a lot going on, so I think you should just focus on a tour. I'm ready to go to the tour as well, so, you know, she just needs to keep doing whatever she's doing in terms of the touring, and that's it. Now, I do foresee a bit of an issue now because of this conversation of her, like, if she wants to release Reputation or the debut, like re-release, like re-record them, because people are going to like bring up the fact that she's, you know, trying to dominate the charts once again. But I think at this point the project has to be done, so just give us the albums, just give it to us, try and do it in a more sustainable way. Just drop the one version of the album, that's pretty much it. We don't care if it doesn't, like, you know, go number one. I personally don't care. I think it probably will anyways, but doesn't matter if it doesn't stay for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. Just release the albums, finish the project, finish the tour, and just take a massive break, because I think she's hyper exposed as well at this point. She needs to, like, you know, step back for a bit, and then she can come back with something new, something different, and hopefully a more sustainable, you know, and rollout in that sense. Let's just call it a rollout, I guess. Yeah. But, and for Charli, you know, girl, you are doing everything you need to do. So just keep doing you, keep on doing your, you know, I think she just needs to keep on going with her shows, invite, you know, all the icons. Like she invited, I think I saw she invited Addison Rae on the stage the other day. They performed the Von Dutch remix. Just incredible stuff. Just keep doing that, you know. And hopefully it won't be, you know, too much of an issue going forward. Yeah, so that's the drama of the week, I guess. If you see this type of content on TikTok, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure people know about this. Like, it's been talked about a lot recently. So, yeah. Either way, I think what's really important is that next week I might not be able to record an episode. So, putting that out there right now, I don't know if I will, because I'll be flying out soon-ish, like in a couple of days, and then I'll be back literally next Sunday. So I'll try my best to record something if I manage to when I land here, because I'll be landing at a reasonable time. If I have energies and anything in me, I'll record something. But if you don't see an episode next week, don't freak the fuck out, you know? It's okay. I'm just taking a break. So, yeah. But I'll try my best. I swear to God, I'll try my very, very, very best. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. It'll be all in the description of the episode. My TikTok, my Instagram. Go and like listen to the songs of the week, the playlists. They're also on my profile on Spotify, and just, you know, keep on enjoying the music, keep on enjoying this gloomy June. If you're in the UK, if you're not in the UK, I hope you're having a great time, and I'm jealous of you. But I'm ready to, like, honestly go to Italy and experience 31 degrees, just, you know, be overwhelmed, and have great food though. Incredible food and just a great time. Yeah, hope you guys also are planning to have some nice holidays, to be fair, because y'all need some time off, because y'all have been crushing it, I'm sure of it. So anyways, I'm also and I might do another book review soon-ish, because I'm reading this other book, this Japanese book called All the Lovers in the Night, and it's a very short book. It's like 200 pages, barely, but I'm really enjoying it. It's very weird. I'm not really sure if the translation is perfect in that sense. Like, it's a bit clunky sometimes, but it's very interesting. I'm very excited to see what it goes. And I've also taken a lot of recommendations for what I should read next. So I'm excited to get into, like, you know, my little review moment. I also have plans for July to have one friend of mine to come on the podcast. Maybe multiple times. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But we'll definitely do one episode. We'll try it out. So I hope you guys are excited also for that. But apart from that, I just wish you all the best. Have a great week. And just keep on slaying. Listen to Brad. Listen to Torture Boys Department. And keep on slaying. Bye.